Hey guys, I'm not saying that I'm losing my mind, but I'm just saying that if I am losing my mind, at least I'm being honest about it. So for the second time in a month, I have to get out here and say nice things about Bubsy. Bubsy 4D is legitimately looking like an actually pretty darn good game. One that I might actually be kind of pretty excited about playing now. But before I can get into Bubsy 4D, I gotta sharpen up on my Bubsy lore, okay? My Bubsy history. Lucky for me? Question mark? Bubsy had a collection of games drop on my birthday. Why are you invading my life? So I decided it was time for me to become Bubsy's #1 fan. If somebody can point me in the direction of merch, I probably won't buy it, but I might look at it and be like, that's Bubsy merch right there. And so, you know, the crazy thing is I actually have some really positive things to say about this collection. I know, it's kind of weird. So let me put it this way, okay? So the Bubsy games, this is not a good collection of games, but it is a good collection. Do you follow my logic there? Like, the Bubsy games themselves, they don't have a great reputation, and I can totally see why now, after playing through the games in this collection. Okay, I haven't played through them all, I cracked into them each a little bit, at least. And I understand why Bubsy holds the reputation that he has now. They're maybe not so great. But the things this collection does, the things this collection has, makes it a really good collection. It's a great collection of shit. I don't know anybody who is asking for this is so stupid, a perfect collection. I hate an actual, like, legitimate perfect collection of Bubsy games. I'm not trying to be punny. I'm just saying, like, it's the fucking name of the game, but it actually is. So what am I talking about? Well, you know, once upon a time, having different versions of a game actually meant something. PlayStation and Xbox games are PlayStation and Xbox games, but they are the same games. You just play them on a different piece of plastic. There was a time where different versions of different games actually meant something, and Bubsy includes all of the different versions of his games in this little collection. You got, like, the Super Nintendo versions of the Bubsy games, the Sega Genesis games, the Mega Drive, is that what I don't know. There's Game Boy Bubsy games in here, the Atari Jaguar. Credit where credit's due. I mean, that's pretty cool that they went to that length to include, like, all of Bubsy's history here, and it goes way deeper than that. Just you hang on to your seatbelt. Don't you go anywhere. I mean, look, even Bubsy 3D, look, they didn't have to do this. They included the original version of the game, right? Which is, let's just say it's maybe not one of the best games, but they also did a refurbished edition of Bubsy 3D that allows full analog control of Bubsy. Like, they didn't have to go to that length. They didn't have to do that. It's not a good game. They could have just included the game and called it a day. But they actually made Bubsy 3D maybe decently playable. I know, it's crazy. I get it. It's nuts. There has never been a more perfect way to play a shitty game. This isn't the kind of thing that you see every day, you know? I've never been, like, a Bubsy fan or anything like that. I don't know many people who are, but I just gotta put it out there. I admire Bubsy's inability to just stay dead. The fucking tenacity of this stupid orange bobcat is I mean, come on. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it up for him. But, you know, it goes beyond that. Like, there's all kinds of insane settings that they also included that, again, this is so much more effort than they probably had to go to for a Bubsy collection. They've got CRT filters, which actually looks pretty darn legit. Like, it looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. They got borders, they got, like, different screen size options, save states, like, you can fully rewind. You can rewind the Bubsy game. When you're having problems and you keep dying, you can just rewind and then you're good to go. And okay, that actually is one of the things that I have a little bit of criticism about, because it goes back maybe just a little bit too far. That's the only thing that I would say about the rewind state states, but it's ultimately a pretty small nitpick in the scheme of things. This game also includes a full-on music player, so you can listen to like a bunch of different Bubsy music from like all the different games. They have just this complete little jukebox, essentially, of Bubsy music to listen to. Now here's the treasure, here's the real treasure. This is the part that, like, this is the part you should definitely look at. Look deeper. This is where some insane value really comes into this little package. They went above and beyond and included all kinds of extras in the museum for this game. There's straight up like advertisements, like marketing things from back in, what was it, like the 90s? Super high quality detailed scans of fucking Bubsy advertisements. There's a section where they have all the different box art. You can look at like the old Bubsy box art. They included design documents of the Bubsy games, including like media kits, proposal documents, early designs of Bubsy, level designs, full design documents. Dude, I mean, this isn't even the kind of stuff that you ordinarily see in other kinds of collections. This goes above and beyond, okay? Like, they've got Bubsy merchandise, pictures included, and all that kind of stuff. There's a Bubsy comic in here that you can read through. They have game manual scans, so that's really cool. All sorts of official artwork. And so possibly even more interesting than all of that, although I do really want to dig into those design documents and just kind of skim through all of that, because that's some interesting stuff to me. But rivaling that, I gotta say, it's super insanely fucking cool. They included beefy interviews with the original designer of Bubsy. Two different designers, Ken Macklin and Farron Thomason. There's also an entire Bubsy localization guide that was included in here, talking about some of the differences between Bubsy here in the West and out east. There's even the Bubsy cartoon pilot. The Bubsy cartoon pilot was included as a thing that you can watch in this collection. We watched it on stream like, what, a week or two ago. It was a fun little dose of Saturday morning cartoon nostalgia, I guess. Although I didn't really grow up with like this specific era of Saturday morning cartoon. But I picked up on the vibes, you know. Oh, and I also forgot to mention the game also includes cheats. You can have cheat codes for like infinite time, infinite lives, invincibility, like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I can't lie, this genuinely is a very complete, perfect collection. And it's 20 bucks. Now, I don't know anybody who's necessarily clamoring for an insane, complete collection of Bubsy like this, but I gotta say, I mean, it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat in a way that it exists. The games are not spectacular, but I'll put it this way, you know, behind every bad game is a team of people who didn't want to make a bad game. I'm sure the creative minds behind the Bubsy series were setting out to do something that they thought would be pretty cool and hopefully create some neat games. And look, you gotta give them this. 30 years later, somehow Bubsy endures, okay? There's a new Bubsy game coming out sometime soon-ish. It's got people talking. It's turning some heads, because it actually looks like it might be pretty good. He's an infamous character and he just won't quit. Yeah. And this collection certainly goes above and beyond. It does a lot more than your typical just collection of games, at least that I'm aware of. And for what I feel is a pretty reasonable price. 20 bucks. You get a whole lot in this package. So all that is to say, I am now fully Bubsy pilled. I'm ready for Bubsy 4D. Developers of that game, you know, if you want to hit me up, I'd love to do something with you. I'll do something. I don't know what. We can talk about it, you know. Even if it's just like hitting me up with a demo. I would love to play a demo of Bubsy 4D. That shit's looking fun. And the Bubsy collection, you know, for what it's worth, it makes these games so much more accessible than they probably would be on just like, even emulation. I mean, you can rewind, you got save states. I don't even know what you're supposed to do in Bubsy 2. I was lost. I don't know. But I mean, I can't deny, I had some fun playing Bubsy 3D. It was a lot of fun just kind of experiencing that for the first time with you guys over on the stream, you know. I've played some of the other ones too, and you know, some of them are in better shape than others. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know anybody who's necessarily itching for a collection like this, but I'll give you this. Dropping 20 bucks on it, I mean, there's worse things you could spend 20 bucks on. If you're just looking to experience these games for the first time, see why they're so infamous, or you're like me and you know, you're trying to brush up on your Bubsy history in anticipation of the Bubsy 4D game. Then that's another good reason to just check out this collection, you know? What is going on with the world? I never saw myself getting out here and glazing Bubsy. Maybe my screws are really coming loose. I don't know. I can't say for sure. But anyway, okay, so have you guys played the Bubsy collection? Has anybody else out there aside from me? Is it just me? If you have, what do you think about it? If you haven't, I mean, would you consider it? Are you excited for Bubsy 4D? I don't know. Let me know anything that you have to say about Bubsy in the comments below. I always like hearing your thoughts. It's fun. Okay. What could possibly go wrong? Bubsy, 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 Bobcat!